Hello again, and welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst of Lists. The tops and best of the worst. And I'm your host for this afternoon's Odyssey. My name is Lou Natic. Yeah, that's it. And I'm as punched as pleased to be able to be here, to have lived long enough to present this liberating, insightful, transcendent top 10 worst of list. And of course, today's list is top 10 worst things from the future. That's right. We have a lot of people don't realize the extent of top 10 worst of endeavors, and we've got our fingers in a lot of pies here at Top 10 Worst Of. In fact, we have a science department that focuses exclusively on Einstein's relativity theory as it pertains to time travel. Now, most of our research into time travel includes the premise of time flying when you're having fun. Everybody says time flies when you're having fun. So we did a whole research thing on it, found out that time actually does move faster when you're having fun and slower when you're like at work and stuff. And that, by the way, that's why work is a 4-letter word, because it sucks. But it's been an incredible conduit for us to figure out the nature of simple time travel. So if you're sitting in a room and having tons and tons of fun, and right next to you in the room next door, you got a guy that's not having any fun whatsoever, the person who's having the fun actually hurdles through time faster. And we figured out a way to harness that power and have one of our a team of former insurance salesmen hurdle 20 years into the future to find out and to bring back a top 10 worst of list from the future 20 years from now. And that's today's presentation. But before we get to that, I'm obligated for our checklist of disclaimers. Number one, I'm nuts. Okay? Don't tell anybody. I've got a job interview this week, so keep that one on the DL. But I'm not nuts in your conventional sense. I'm not really untethered. I'm not out there walking around without my pants on in a dilapidated shopping mall that only has JCPenney and Macy's that are still open, everything else closed, even the food court. But I don't do it often, okay? And then, no, but really, you get to the point where you become so sort of like immersed in the reality of what's going on under the surface of all these pretenses that have been foisted upon us by the lapdogs of cruelty. And it can make your head spin a little bit. It can put you on a spiral, a downward spiral of quicksand, like type of thing, where the more you struggle, the faster you sink. And it could be, you can get lost in that. Just grasping for what did I do wrong? I'm just trying to find some answers. It's a way out of our captivity. And it does become, and then they'll find out who you are, and they'll post a bunch of red flags, and they'll slow your roll by limiting the organic distribution of your social media posts, and then they'll destroy your business and single you out for all kinds of malevolent stuff. I mean, really, they love it. They love that kind of thing. And they love to see people, good people, dangle, hardworking, self sacrificing people, the givers of the world. Watching them suffer is their number one entertainment. Well, that and watching, the films from all the children walking through the backscatter machines that show us all naked in the airports and stuff. Yeah, people are getting dosed with tons of radiation, which, calls into question, why RFK Jr. would be so focused on eliminating red dye number 2 when they're putting all air travelers through these machines that give them unsafe doses of radiation just so that the ruling elite can have nude videos of children on the reg. But, hey, look, it's a tough job leading a bunch of mouth-breathing brainstems into an inescapable doom. So they deserve some perks, like nude videos of children being scanned by backscatter machines in airports. Not. See, I got you in there. I even waited. I hesitated. So I can't be trusted and relied upon. So if you hear things throughout the course of things could be heard in Top 10 Worst Of lists as a reputation for prancing outside the lines, outside the box, even. Nonconformists. Iconoclasts. Oh, yes. So I insist that you look things up for yourself. What is it? That's such a big imposition? Yet oh my God, it's a conveyance of some sort of communication process where I actually have to play an active role in fulfilling the nature of communication. That it's not just one-sided where the people on this side of the camera tell me what to do and what to think. And I just blindly accept it and go about my life casting aspersions on people based on the opinions of people I don't even know, who are run and editorialized by, dark-hearted, misanthropic jerk-offs. You're asking too much, Mr. Top 10 Worst Of Man. Number 2, I'm not partisan. I'm not going to play the game anymore. These subdivisions are arbitrary and designed specifically to make us fight amongst ourselves while our overlords make out like bandits. I mean, ultra mega bandits. Not even like sort of quasi, these are major league con artists pulling the biggest grift in the history of everything. And they're using the fight that they set up between us. I mean, this fight is just as illogical as, Jake Paul fighting against, the octogenarian of the week. Take your pick. It's Jake Paul, right? There's 2 of them. How is this 2 of Jake Paul's famous in the world, and there's like nobody that's got any intellectual, emotional heft that, an opposing viewpoint other than the status quo that can make it anywhere near a mainstream level of distribution. All right, so let's get into it. Before we do that, I just want to quickly enunciate our commercial sponsors. From the makers of American Idol, now comes Payola Idol, stars manufactured to feed venues owned by the star manufacturers. Hello, I'm looking at you, Clear Channel and Live Nation. You think you can't just run around there in the open monopolizing all of our cultural mechanisms without somebody seeing it. Of course, then you have your friends over at what you call it, net neutrality department over there at the NSA, downshifting my distribution. But hey, it's your game. I'm just here to play out my options, play out the string. And also from the makers of Big Bang Theory, it's Big Bong Theory. Tweaked geeks can barely speaks. Big Bong Theory. And finally, a stabbing cabin maple syrup from the log cabin maple syrup people. Now comes stabbing cabin maple syrup. I'm not exactly sure how it differs from traditional log cabin syrup. Maybe it's the number one 9 out of 10 stabbing cabins choose stabbing cabin maple syrup for their maple syrup needs. Stabbing cabin maple syrup, now available in your local grocer's underwear drawer. Let's get to it. Top 10 worst of list from the future. What will a basic top 10 worst list? We went ahead and sent our guy into the future to bring back a top 10 worst of list from 20 years from now. Number 10. Having to drink our own urine because there's no water left. And it still tastes like urine. The filter doesn't take, just removes the toxins, but doesn't remove any of the delicious taste or scent. Urine-scented urine is now the tap water of the future and bottled water. Urine-flavored Fuji water. Imagine all those hipsters drinking their Fuji waters, like num-nums. And we all know that it's all urine-y. Yeah, and it's got fruity urine. Most of the tap water urine is asparagus urine, but the people drinking they get the stuff for people been eating nothing but the fruitarians. Number 9, the top 10 worst of list from the future of mutants. Okay, like there's a lot of Morlocks apparently in the future coming out. They're cannibals, and there's chuds, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, and there's troglodytes, the cave dwellers, and stuff like that. There's lots of those. So it's no utopia, okay? And a lot of, apparently there's radiation-oriented events that happen with great frequency. After the collapse of the United States, brought on by the MAGA movement and the alt-left intolerance movement, in conjunction with each other to fight against the Chuds and the Morlocks, has apparently led to a lot of dirty suitcase bombs. Unavoidable, clearly. We had to watch 5 hours of TV a day. I mean, let's get our priorities straight. Am I right? Am I right? Our number 8 of the top 10 worst of list from the future. Lack of mansplaining. They finally got rid of the mansplaining, so it's not all bad. It's not all dystopian. Not 100% dystopian. Finally, we got those men back for splaining. Get those freaking splaining off of my plate, you dirty ass jagoffs. Splaining's gotta go. Okay. All right. Number 7 of the top 10 worst of list from Fuji. Man-eating vegetables. All the years of genetic seed material and lab-grown meats has finally backfired. Vegetables are coming back to eat humans. Oh no! Man-eating vegetables. All right. Number 6 of the top 10 worst of list from the future. The COVID death camps, all-inclusive death camps. They got rid of all the sandals and all the club meds and everything like that. They're all now Club COVID, where you get the COVIDs and you get to live out all your COVID dreams. And the COVID death camps, now available in 4 delicious flavors. Number 5 of the top 10 worst of list from the future. The end of vinyl means hipsters need to listen to the squared off digital sound waves. Oh no, my God. The humanity. Not the squared off digital sound waves. My delicate ears and sensibilities shall be forever defiled. How do we stop this madness? Tell me, what day is it, son? Oh, it's Christmas Day, sir. Christmas Day, then there's still time. I want you to buy me the fattest goose and the most amount of 1970s rock and roll vinyl albums and send them over to the Crockett's house or whatever, Clampett. What is his name? The guy with the crotchet. Bob Crochet? Bob. It's not too late. Here, boy, buy me the fattest goose and the most amount of vinyl albums so Bob Cratchit's delicate sensitivities won't be offended. All right. Number 4 of the top 10 worst of the list from the future. Pretty much everyone's the same color from all the, intermixing and stuff like that. And, people of all different colors breeding with each other and causing everybody to come out sort of a light shade of taupe. So pretty much everybody's the same color in the future, even just 20 years from now, which is nice. So the Republican Party / KKK / Proud Boys / Fox News doesn't have anyone to blame for all the problems in the world and focus their hate towards. It's a fucking utopia. It's a newtopia. Let's make a movie about it. Wow, what what a gift to know that we won't all be consigned to death camps. Well, there's a little of that. It's just sort of getting rolling, but not all of us. Some of us get to live in a liberated lifestyle with a total absence of anarchy and 400 million guns spread throughout the country, shooting each other up because because everything is finally lawless. And they've not only found a way to defund the police, but to eliminate the police completely. Before 400 million privately owned guns that take care of all the police work for us. And all the AI robots will come and slaughter us like veal cows emerging from the womb directly into a slaughterhouse so the meat can be nice and tender. All right, number 3 of the top 10 worst of lists from the future. The collapse of all hospitals along with the end of quality and environmental control leads to life expectancy to drop all the way down to 9 years old. Yes, how exciting it'll be. The final days of the human race. A bunch of 9-year-olds running around. Spoiled brats. And yet smarter than the average person is now. Oddly enough. All right, and number 2, the top 10 worst of list from the future. All entertainment and sports is reduced into homespun puppet shows with people using sticks as the puppets. Because they just won't have stuff. There'll be the grid will implode from all the energy that's being, diverted into the AI segment of our economy. Then people aren't going to be showing up to work, and people, the jobs will be, won't pay anything, so people will just, check out and start living off the land and form mobs, like gangs and stuff like that. And we the transition to road warrior level stuff is going to be so, be like, what's that guy, Immortan Joe will be doing his thing. He's doing his, what was he? Immortan Joe will be fighting against the Great Humongous in a Thunderdome and stuff. That'll be our entertainment, for those fortunate enough. I was at, it'll just, the transition will be seamless. It'll be just like one day it'll be like sort of, on the verge of anarchy, and the next day will be total anarchy. And all the rubrics and trappings of modern day society shall finally be gone. And we'll be liberated in a way, and in the same breath, that will be consigned to the end of liberation in the form of Mad Max style Road Warrior movies brought to life. Just take the gas. Just leave the gas and walk away. Walk away. What do you think of my great humongous imitation? Go ahead and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And the number one item on the top 10 worst of list from the future, AI robot death squads. Oh yes. Oh yes. You know it. Wow, what a pleasure it's been to be able to bring you this incredible. This is one of the shortest, although I need to point it out, with a long-winded celebration of the brevity, the conciseness, the perkiness of today's top 10 worst of list. I feel, I really think that you should be thanking us in the comment section for having reduced what is occasionally as long as 2 hours worth of pontification, elucidation, mansplaining. No, not the mansplaining. Not again. Of our normal episodes, percolating it down into just a mere, what now is 23 minutes. It's uncanny. Miracles do happen. Do you believe in miracles? I believe in miracles. Miracles believe in you, do they? Do you? Do you? Do you believe in miracles? Do you? Sorry. Why do I, it's so obnoxious. Laughing at your own stuff is so obnoxious. And yet, here I am. Like some kind of, one of those smug comedians who feels, that realizes they're funny and just sort of seems to get off on their own stuff when nobody else around them is. We're up to, last I checked, they're up to like 150-ish views all across the top 10 worst of list spectrum. 150 views. It's 145 more views than I ever expected. Anyway, so before I go, just a couple of, to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in, of course, and being part of this effort to change the trajectory of the human race from extinction to potentially survivable. Everything I've said here is just opinions. All of the, projections of our top 10 list from the future may or may not actually come true. one of the things about the future is that there is occasionally, although it might not seem like it now, there occasionally can be a deviance that would change the outcome, like some kind of butterfly effect type of thing that, you know, it's like the multiverse concept where you can just, you've got a movie that kind of, where the scriptwriters are clearly given up on having any sort of logic or intellectual capacity in their scripting, where they just kind of go like, oh, okay, well, we're sort of stuck with a way to kind of squeeze out an extra MCU movie or two out of this dried up old concept. So we'll just, like make up a multiverse thing where you can just go back and change any ending and have multiple endings. They had a third script for a third part to the Endgame movie series, mini series movies in the MCU, where they just make it up, where they settle the whole thing with Thanos with a series of arm wrestling contests to combine it with the plot line for the movie Over the Top, but it didn't test well in the market surveys. Anyway, so all this stuff is opinions. It's not. I mean, look, if you think that anything has a grain of truth to it, that anybody from any resource is telling you, you should never accept it on face value. I mean, even the simple stuff today is compromised and editorialized and brought to you to create an impact in your lives that's deleterious to your free will. And so it needs to be examined to the nth degree. And you're the, I know the, you see a sitcom or something, you think it's innocuous. It's not. None of it is. It's all designed specifically to indoctrinate you. There's two plot lines to everything that you see. One is the internal plot line to the conceptualized piece, the scripted piece that you're watching. But the more important plot line is the plot line that the people who are with the real green light power in the world, what they're trying to do to us with the actual production that they've made. Are they trying to influence us that underage drinking and partying is cool? Are they trying to influence us to think that ultra violence and the bloodletting of people without regard to the fact that they're human beings getting slaughtered in front of you is cool? They're just trying to, fill the volunteer army with it by making the military seem super cool, or killing brown people is cool, or all these various different things. The purpose of everything that you see, especially in the mainstream environment, is totally different than what you think it is. You think it's entertainment. You think it's innocuous. It's not. It's all designed to guide you towards being a pawn in the wish list of a misanthropic monster who's trying to end the human race because we've outlived our usefulness. And the only reason they kept the masses around and played all these games for thousands of years is because they're parasites who are sucking the life out of us in order to be able to create their wealth and luxury items. And now the AI robots will be able to do that better than we ever could without any of the complaining or bitching and moaning and all the wastefulness. And so we're rapidly being replaced. And all of these indoctrinational things are to get us to just play out the string and then the roles that we've been assigned to without any ability to be able to sort of see it for what it is, an attack against the human race. And these monsters, these haves, the people who have all of the wealth and everything, are no longer human. Anyway, that's all the time we got for the show. It's been a little terrific being here, living long enough to be able to deliver this message. And I look forward to doing so again. You never know, but hey, you always got to have try to have something to look forward to, right? Just crush that like button. Just beat that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe or, whatever it is, stupid, whatever that. Anyway, how about we try to get through this mess together? What do you think? Yeah? Oh, and one more thing.